go. The microphone is on. Welcome everyone. I'm your host, DrFox2000, and you're watching VolcanoX live stream. And wow, yeah, it's been a funky, weird day. I actually got very poor sleep during the night. Ended up waking up from about 2 o'clock to about 4 o'clock. Didn't sleep so well, and all of that, and of course on top of that we had the massive eruption at Fuego, which 240 of you already seen my video. So that is awesome. Thank you, by the way, to all that watched it. And let's see, yeah, and that odd thing that we were just looking at on the SO2 map. Anyway, before we carry on with that kind of stuff, I just want to say welcome everyone. Glad to have you all here. We'll start out by saying hello to our wonderful moderators, Arizona Snowman, and Piggy, and C&D Boy, and Gary, 24/7 Live, AZ Skies, as well as let's see, possibly Lucas Snow and Joseph Fields, Texas. Glad to have you guys in, moderators. Appreciate that very much, and that is awesome. Also, first person in today was Sue. So Sue gets the cookies. Congratulations, Sue. And that's all good. And I just want to throw in there that, yeah, I'm having a really odd day. I don't know why, but the video editing of that video, it just frustrated me all the way to the bone kind of thing. Every time I did something and hit the back button to try to correct an error or something, it wouldn't just take me back one step, it would wipe out 3 or 4 or 5 steps back, and I ended up redoing it, rendered the video 4 times, and on the 5th try I finally said, that's it, I'm giving up. And I used my XSplit to render the final version of it. So anyway, having a bad day, I guess. And it seems every time I use that Microsoft video editor is actually when my computer does weird things. If I don't use it, it doesn't really matter. But if I do use it, I find that it messes up all kinds of different things. It doesn't edit videos properly, and it doesn't seem to do any good for my XSplit software for some reason. And it messes or shuffles the sound tracks on the Windows Media Player. You know, it's one of those things you kind of go, what the heck is going on, guys? You know, but anyway, that's only if I use it, so I got to try to avoid doing that. Unfortunately, my good editing software is on the old computer, and it's a lot slower. So, and of course that's running the other stream, and I can't run them at the same time. Unfortunately, I got to figure out how I can get that software onto this machine, because it does a lot better job, and it has a lot more options that I can utilize. So that's kind of where that's at. Anyway, welcome to everyone here. Glad to have you all on board. And we'll say hello to all of you, and we'll start out by saying hi to Russell Brainerd and Leo Carlson, Henry Nelson, and Henry, I read your comment about the possibly no ship fires there. I didn't see any, so no reports anyway, so I'm thinking about that. We'll talk about that in a minute. The SO2 plume from the Mid-Atlantic, just kind of right at the end of the Rikens Ridge, where it becomes the Mid-Atlantic Ridge again. So Also, welcome. So we got Sue Hayes who got the cookies today. Welcome to Hermione and Fluffy. And Carla Ott, welcome. Billy Bob Joe is here. Good to have you on board. Did I say hi to Leo? Leo Carlson is here. Good morning, Leo. And hopefully you'll have a better day than I am. Let's see. Who else we got in here? Scrolling up, looking for more wonderful people. Kananaskis country is back. Welcome. Good to have you on board. Gotta finish the vacuum. Be right back. Okay, no worries. Hopefully you made it back. And Grandma B, welcome. Glad to have you on board, Grandma B. And yeah, my odd stuff. Yesterday I actually did, not drink as much Pepsi, really cut down on my sugar intake, and I'm wondering if that might be what is messing me up here. So today I'm going to work on sugar and cookies and see if I can get that level back up. Maybe that's what the problem is. And James Bong also here, welcome. And let's see, who else we've got? Connie Tyree, I think I said hi to you already, not sure, but welcome anyway. And still scrolling up a little bit more. And up as far as I can see, and I don't see anyone else that popped in. So Leo Carlson is saying he's got buffering. And I'm looking at my bit rates, and they are solid, right where they're supposed to be. Yeah, that's kind of weird. Why would you be buffering? And I'm still watching the bit rate. It's very solid right now. And it looks like, it looks like it's climbing as far as the people in here. I don't see anything going wrong. Our cable service, maybe, same and all good now. All right, so, yeah, because I'm looking at it, it's actually, today seems to be fairly tight as far as the variance. Usually I see it swinging a little bit more, a couple hundred bits once in a while, but right now it's staying within about 10 or 20 bits of where it should be. And it's right where it is, and so all good. Anyway, hopefully that won't affect you guys so much. But anyway, let's talk about real quick. Oh, by the way, I want to try to keep the streams a little bit shorter. I have to mention that, and I've been noticing the streams have been getting longer and longer and longer. And I know some of it, sometimes, we've had issues where I had to reboot the computer, things like this. Those are understandable, but it's supposed to be a 2-hour stream, and we're running 4 hours or thereabouts, and over that. And I got to try to reduce that. So one of the areas that we spend a lot of time on is doing the weather. I do want to do a brief overview of the weather, and I do want to do the hunt for the coldest temperatures and the hottest temperatures on the planet. That is, I think, what I want to keep in there with the weather. But to go through every part of the world and try to kind of give everybody weather for their location, I think we're going to have to kind of squish that down. So I'm really going to push that back a little bit because I notice in my streams the weather is typically taking about 45 minutes to an hour. And that's a lot of time. And we want to reduce that and see what we can do. And, I know it's something that is, people don't necessarily disagree with that. So, yeah. And, thanks, Leo. We're going to try to kind of tailor it a little bit in that sense. Guten Abend, Klaus. And greetings from crazy Germany. Yep, so we want to keep the fun stuff in there, and as far as the weather part is concerned. So we'll keep that going, and we will have a look at where there's storms and things like that. But generalized weather, I think we can get over a lot of that very quickly. And most people can look at their local weather forecast just as easily. But if we see something big or big storms coming or something, we'll kind of report those. Other thing, don't want to spend too much time on a single area unless it's really warranted. I noticed also we spend typically about 25-30 minutes on Hawaii, so we'll try to reduce that a little bit as well. Although right now I've already babbled for about 8 or 9 minutes while we've got Hawaii on the screen, so it doesn't really count. Linda Schoof, good evening. Sorry you're late. Give a note to Piggy, but she ate it. Oh, wow, that Piggy. I'm sorry that she ate that note. Wondering if you would still show the pitch. Actually, you know what? Let's do that right now. Leo, that is a wonderful picture, and I did something with it that I think you will approve of. So, all right, I don't want anybody getting scared. We're about to show you a picture that Leo sent, but it's actually I've doubled it. And Leo, here you go. This is your picture. Well, the one you found. And for those who are looking at it, those are the dragon's eyes. And yeah, that's the dragon's eyes. And I'm going to kind of bite my tongue here and just for a second not tell you which volcano that is. And it does look cool, doesn't it? That is, you'll never guess. Well, maybe you will. Leo knows, but Leo's not going to say. But we know which volcano that is. And awesome. I love it, Doc. Right on, Leo. All right. I'm going to give it away now. And you'll never guess unless you're really good at guessing. That's Ragnar. Believe it or not. And that is Ragnar. And that is an awesome shot. That's actually 2 images put together. And that is definitely Ragnar. And just so you get a little better idea, that's what it looks like. And that's the single image. So I just figured we'd share that with you guys. And yep, and I did flip it because I didn't want to get the copyright nailed. So that's what we're seeing. So it is pretty cool. So right after one of the massive overflows. I'm not sure exactly when it is, and Leo said that he did not see a date on that. And I'm wondering when it actually was taken. But it is a cool looking picture, and the fact that they call it the dragon's eye is pretty awesome too. Anyway, let's get back over to the other thing that we were looking at, and of course that is this strange phenomena that is happening in the Mid-Atlantic area, and this is a real oddity. And of course the Reykjanes ridge comes down here like this, and this is about where it bends over or splits. And if we go to the earthquake map real quick, let me zoom in on that, and just so you can kind of see the area that we're talking about. There's Iceland, and there's the ridge coming down, and then it curves over. It's right in here where we had all those earthquakes in this spot, and somewhere in here there seems to be a bunch of SO2 being generated. And of course, here's Newfoundland, here's Ireland, just so you get a cross section of where that might be. You can draw a line across and use that as a reference point. And if we go back to the other map and I use that same reference point from there to there, that is actually up just a little bit higher on the Rikens Ridge. So going back to that map for a second, that would be right where those earthquakes were happening. And I'm wondering if we have something. Yeah, it's a claw. It's a claw. The claws are coming. They're coming to get Irish Monk. Yeah. I'm wondering if we have a submarine volcano. And that is exactly, Sue, you got it, submarine volcano. And that's what I'm wondering if it is. You know, that we've got something off-gassing underneath there. And, of course, we had a whole pile of earthquakes up in the north, up on the northern side here. And I'm wondering if that created some movement down the ridge. And we also had that swarm out here. That would be part of that ridge. I wonder if we had something move and something happen. And, you know, I've sent Yvonne an email and with the link and asked her. She hasn't replied yet, but I'm dying to find out. Because that is really quite interesting to see that in the middle of the Atlantic there. And that's the only thing I can see, that's right. We're just about right at the end of the Rikens Ridge, going out there where it jogs over, so just north of that. And that's kind of interesting. Huge plume hit the jet stream from that. Yeah, well, it's basically, if you're looking at the way the weather is curling, some of it is being pulled back down here with that storm system that's down here. There's a low here. So it would have pulled on that a little bit this way. And then, of course, you've got the rest of the stuff pushing upward from our Gulf Stream. And that is pushing it northward a little bit and also curving it over towards Ireland and England and those places. So very, very, it covers a huge area. Definitely does. And you got to wonder if there's something going on underneath that water there. So that is very interesting to me anyway. When I seen that earlier, kind of, you know, my brain's already kind of fried today. So I'm going, well, what the heck is this all about? You know, and didn't make any sense to me, especially when I had to reload everything on my computer or on my software. Anyway, pardon me, let's get at looking at Hawaii real quick. We'll get rid of the big banner there and the little banner, and we'll have a quick peek at that, see what was going on today. And this, of course, is from 6:25 a.m. If we go back in time a little bit, we do see it was chugging along, doing its thing, you know, so everything seems to be pretty status quo there, if you will, and doing what it's supposed to. That's 3:25, and that's when we got into the morning hours, so things got foggy and fuzzy, and no, it wasn't just me, it was just what we were seeing, very. I just wanted to mention, look at this rim it built up here. This is pretty cool. It's kind of like a little pool right there. So that's kind of fascinating. Not so much flow coming out the sides here. Oh, hang on. Where's my hamster? Yeah, there we go. Okay. So yeah, if you look around the edge there, and you can see it and build itself a rim. And just a tiny bit of a flow out this end, but a big rim, and it looks like a pool, and most of that flow is going out and then heading off in that direction. So that's a little bit on the onside as well. Making another toe. Oh, yeah, we're going to get the the legwork up on that one. And there, this is a little bit later, that's 10:28, and still progressively doing its thing. And if we put it on live, let's see how far we progressed. Yep, still there, although the level is a little higher in it right now. So I don't know, we'll possibly see some overflows of that breaking and allowing that lava to spill into this area again. So that's something to look forward to. It'll be interesting. Quick peek at some of the other shots, and I didn't redo anything today here because it redid itself. Of course, that was from earlier. You can see that from 1409. Next one is the caldera itself, and of course lots of steam. They did have some rain. You can see the clouds over here, a little bit of rain showers, so it makes everything steamy and hard to see what we're looking at. Thermal cam, and oh, not now. Thermal cam showing the flow out of there. We don't have very much new flow. It has gone down in level a little bit, but we do see it did flow into this area, and of course it's flowing this way. We do see a little bit over in this side, but you know, all this other area here not being covered anymore, and kind of think it slowed down just a tad bit. This is the other vent, so we've got this one as a primary now. That's our secondary one. Poor Navigator is buried over there somewhere. We do see a little bit more of a flow out in the back. Remember what I was saying, this is a slope downward, so it's going to continue to fill that back area. And of course the old lava pond continues to entice and make us wonder what the heck is going on there. Looking at the B1 cam, I don't think we'll see much. Well, yeah, not much. It's we do see some of those rocks sticking out there. Not too much flow in the other places though, and of course with the smoke in the way, it's pretty hard to be able to see. And back to the original stuff, that's what we're looking at. Let's boogie on to our next location, and that of course is into the Azores. And I want to get over to the Azores. Where are they? What I got on the screen? There we go. Yep, Azores. Of course, you can see the lights of Pico Island across the strait. This here is one of the small villages. We are on the island of São Jorge, or São Jorge in Portuguese, and then if I said it right, of course. And that is one of the harbors, and that is pretty cool and awesome. And just so you will be able to see what it looks like during the day, there's that shot again, and that gives you a pretty good idea of what it normally looks like on a fairly calm day. A little bit of haze in that one. I'm still trying to get a better one. No, not as of yet. Full Circle, Florida. I'm going to write that down. Thank you for that wonderful $5 super chat. Full Circle, Florida. Yeah, I still don't know where that lava is actually headed. And, you know, it's certainly not all staying within the caldera. It has to be going somewhere. Otherwise, that caldera would be a lot fuller than what it is. So it makes you wonder. Save time. Skip the Azores unless there's something happening. Yep, we'll do that. Let's go over to the other shot real quick. And there's the cove we look at. And of course, that is the cove right there. Bad weather, good weather, fairly good weather, and not any waves splashing. Let's take a look and see if we got any earthquakes. 15th, we got 3 earthquakes today. So a 1.5 from 24 minutes after midnight, a 1.6 from 7:56, and a 1.7 from 12:34. So definitely a little bit of shaking there. Let's go to the other map real quick. and we'll see if that one is going to show us something. If it comes back on the screen. Hello? Why are we waiting? Oh boy. VolcanoDiscovery.com, please answer me. It's not working. And let's see if we stop it and refresh. Maybe that will work. Okay, well, if it doesn't, I wanted to see what there was for earthquakes there, because if that is part of the issue with the other stuff, oh, there it goes. That would be interesting for that plume that's happening there. Anyway, yeah, looks like we only have those three there. We already looked at them. This other one is from 4 hours ago, 2.15 kilometers down for him. And don't see anything else on the ridge there. So let's get that back to zoom out. And of course, the plume area that we're seeing is somewhere from this area here. And that is that jog over. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. We've got something happening there, a submarine volcano. Putting it back there so I can find that later. Next one. Oh, I got that video queued up. Let's watch that one real quick. And it is kind of interesting. This is the big, massive eruption, explosive eruption that we had there. And take a look at how far that tephra is flying over on the right-hand side there. You'll see how far it goes. And that's usually where all our photographers are. And you can see it smacking down there. And some of those chunks of tephra were huge as far as the splatters were concerned. So you kind of have to wonder. And yes, I do have the music in the background. And hey, Rusty Bolts, welcome. Glad to have you on board. Leo's taking off. Okay, Leo, need to go to work. Yeah, you take care, and all the best to you. And stay safe and all that stuff. So we'll hopefully see you later. And thanks for sharing that photo. And that was awesome. All right. Yeah. Looking at what we've got there on that video, so you can see over on the far right hand side, that is where the a lot of the guys were usually standing to take those photos. And let's see if I can point to it over here in that general area, that whole area. And this is the hill that I mentioned before that some of them were on, and those poor guys there, we want to make sure that they are okay, but that happens, I guess. But if they would have been up there, they would have got hurt. And even if they would have been over here, they would have got hurt. There was a lot of tephra coming down. So, and it did create that fire. And that is very, very interesting. I did put the Google Earth shot in there. And hopefully that was all right for you guys to take a look at. And yeah, you see this thing up top here. You know, I corrected that spelling mistake in the usual stand at the end there. I corrected that 3 times. Every time I hit the back button for other stuff, it would turn around and change that back to what it was originally with my typo. And I didn't even realize that because I fixed it 3 times. I thought I had it. And that's just clumsy fingers. That's why I'm having a bad day. Thanks, Tom, for the 5-minute warning, by the way. Anyway, that banner wasn't supposed to be up there for the entire show or the entire video. And 3rd degree human burns, or 3rd degree burns if they stayed. Yeah, well, if they would have got nailed with some of those chunks of tephra, there wouldn't have been 3rd degree burns anymore. That some of those pieces would have taken their heads right off. Just to be very blunt and straightforward, Sasha. That would have been bad. And then, of course, it is both. There's your satellite shot. You can see where the lava bombs hit, roughly. And I just marked a few of them, and, to give you a little bit of an idea. But definitely a forest fire happening there. And, of course, this is an older a picture on Google Maps. There was more trees and shrubbery up there, so really has to make a guy wonder, so what the heck happened? And we know it burnt quite a ways down, so that whole area is burnt. So whoops, let's clear that. So that's kind of what we were seeing there. And then of course I let it play, and because I wanted to let everyone realize and see what it looked like in the morning. And we did have a bunch more little pops coming out of it as well, so pretty cool. And Amelia, 6 cents Amelia, welcome, and Kia Ora, hope you're having a wonderful day. So yeah, the and if you were a photographer in here, you'd be having a hot time right now. Hopefully there was nobody up there, because that was like 2:30 in the morning. So realistically, I think they would have all been gone and gone back to sleep and that kind of thing. But that is pretty awesome to see. At first I thought, well, when I scanned across there, I thought, oh, we got a parasitic vent or something opened up there. And then I realized that it's not a parasitic vent. It was actually a forest fire. And that is a little bit on the scary side for them. And you take a look at the level of where the clouds are in comparison to the mountain. You can see that over on the left-hand side. So the clouds were way low. Without this camera, nobody would have even noticed that there was a fire up there. And there you can see during the daybreak, you can see that smoke still billowing over on the right-hand side. Pretty awesome. Volcano has built a bit of reflux today. Yep, just a tad bit there, DJ. And let's take a look, though, very quickly. Let me get on to that page. Make those bigger. This, of course, is our wonderful Popocatepetl. And it had a few puffs, but nothing major. That I seen anyway. I was too busy with my editing, and I didn't notice anything really huge coming out of it. We did have a couple little guys, and it was windy there, so let's see if we can get that one going. 12:07, just after lunch, the lava workers let it boil over while they were having lunch. And that is, I think, about what we got there. Going back, looked kind of a weirdish sky up top, and getting back into the wee hours of the morning. There was a couple little guys there as well, and this was at just about 4:53, I think. Yeah, 4:53. No lava, but ash coming out of there. And then there was another one just a while before that I did see, but yeah, again, and nothing super major, so we'll leave that be. So Popocatepetl continuing its duties, and of course this is our lovely Fuego that was so angry during the night, and it has been popping a few times today as well. With some pretty heavy-duty pops, and this is another one of them. And you can see it throwing stuff out 1 minute. Yeah, I'm gonna go take that break right away. And you can still see the remnants of the fire over here. You still see smoldering and stuff on that edge. So I don't think there's going to be too many tourists up here today, and that's kind of where we're at with it. But that was a pretty nasty one as well when it plumed out. And I think there was a few more of those during the course of the day. And I'm not going to worry about all of them. We'll see. Here's one from earlier in the morning. from 9 a.m.-ish. And that's kind of what we were seeing. A lot of tephra. That one actually had a lot of material come out with it. So lava bombs and the like. So if we let that go just a second, you can see some of that pluming out over here on this side. A lot of it. Let's see. Well, you can even see it over on the other side here. You can see the dribbles, if you will. Anyway, I'm going to leave it as that for right now. I'm going to put you back over to Kilauea, and that's our Fuego report for today. I may back the Kilauea up a little bit there so we can see some lovely lava for nighttime, because I hate looking through the smoke. There we go. We'll get it back to something a little bit more reasonable. 6:13 a.m. All right, I'm going to go take that break. You guys that are here, if you have not yet hit that like button, please do consider hitting the like. That would be really, really awesome. Also, if you have not yet, oh, I see my bit rates are down by about 100. I wonder what's going on. Still 8 hours driving to till I'm in Denmark. Okay, Thor, welcome. I'm glad to have you on board. Anyway, Wonky Donkey also here. Welcome, Trev. I'm going to go take that break. Hit that like button if you haven't done so already. Make sure you don't hit the ditch while you're doing that. And I'm going to go. I'll be back in 5 or 6 minutes, you guys. Keep smiling. Play nice in the lava. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, sitting in the Lurkers Lounge, please do consider subscribing. And all the best. I'll be back. Don't go away. Thanks. And there we go, the microphone is back on. I'm your host, DrFox2000, and you're watching VolcanoX live stream. Amelia, please don't panic and don't worry. And big hugs from all of us here at the Lava family. And things will get better. It's just right now, I know it's tough when you can't communicate with your loved ones and stuff like that. And I know that, you know, it always takes a little bit of time to get back to things going forward. So be good. And yeah, as Connie said, you don't need to apologize to us. I mean, we are here as a family to help support you. And, you know, just so you know that, please. And hopefully everything will be okay there for you. So, you know, put on a little bit of a smile and understand we are here and all good. Anyway, thank you for the welcome backs, everyone, from Sue and Kananaskis country and Thor and Hermione and Fluffy and everyone else. I'm glad to have you all here. And yeah, hang in there, Amelia. Everything will be better in a few days. You'll get to hear from your loved ones and all that nice stuff. So it's all good. So no worries and no need to be upset or cry or anything like that. And just remember, we all love you. And you know, just you've got some support. Be happy and try to hang in there. Okay. Be strong. Who's the Boogie Woogie Queen? We don't have a Boogie Woogie Queen, do we? Oh, yeah. I know. There's all kinds of quakes and shakers and stuff going on. Anyway, we were looking at Fuego, so we want to finish off Fuego real quick. We actually did do Fuego. We want to go to our next one there. And that, of course, is Messiah in Nicaragua, a little further south. That was the day's picture. This is tonight's picture. I didn't even get a chance to load anything from Sue today. I will, though, as we go through. I see Sakurajima has got some reports there, as well as that Karangatang. And we'll take a look at those as we get to them. So let's carry on with our stuff here, and we will pop over to the next one. And of course, that is Merapi. And is Merapi going to make us happy today? Well, yeah, Fuego, we already looked at that, Sasha. We went through the video. And that was it was pretty cool to see. Anyway, I'm trying to expedite this show, so looking at what we've got there, it is not bad looking. I don't know if we had anything major popping, though. We did have a bunch of clouds in there, but I thought there was something happening right around here. Not sure if it was just cloud stuff. Couldn't really tell. Didn't see any lava, and of course the clouds were horrendous once again today, or during their nighttime, and that never makes you know, volcano watching easy. And lenticular clouds built up around it, though, so that is pretty cool. And we'll leave that be as Merapi, and we'll put that one smaller, make the next one bigger. Of course, in New Zealand, they are still getting piles and piles of rain in some places, more so than others. And this, of course, is our area there of where Ruapehu is, and we can't see a darn thing. Ruapehu is in the clouds, in the water, and doing its thing. So we will carry on. Going to put that one back to live, and we'll go to our next chart. And I'm going to refresh that one, and of course click on it, and we did have that big massive spike in here, and that I know they called it a 6.1 there on their seismic stuff from New Zealand. USGS did have it downgraded to a 5.7. Either or, it's still a huge quake. That's a lot of energy, and it doesn't matter what the size is. Anything above a 4 starts to really take off and shake, but this is right off the chart. So I'm thinking that this may have been a prelude to a tension building up, and this is where the tension got released. And of course that quake was in what they call the Cook Strait, and that is where it is. We'll take a look at it in a little while once we get to the volcano map, or sorry, the earthquake maps. And there you can see that rain in the background, and that is of course what we were just looking at for Ruapehu. The caldera for Taupo is of course the entire lake here. It looks a little restless today, and of course this shot here is brought to you by the Sun Court Hotel and Conference Center in Taupo, New Zealand. So that gives you a little report or update on New Zealand. And let's go to our next one, and that'll be over at Semeru. What happened there? Something going on here again. My software is messing up big time because that shouldn't have been there. What happened? I had reset that just an hour ago, and it's doing it again. I wonder if there's something flaky going on with my software. Let's see if we can fix this really quickly. And I gotta get rid of these. Sorry guys, something weird happening, and we'll see if we can fix this up. I don't know what the heck is going on. Really odd. I probably need to reboot this thing again, and maybe check for updates of different nature, and see what happens. Anyway, we'll get that on the screen. There's our multiples, and then we'll see if we can grab the single one, and just do that real quick just so we have it. And that should be right about there, and it looks like I grabbed a little extra of that other one, but that's okay. We do see a little bit of a plume in there right now when you look at the top of it, so that is kind of odd. Well, it's not odd, it's erupting. My internet has been wonky all day too. Yeah, I'm wondering if there's some weird stuff going on. Are we getting any sun flares or anything like that hitting the planet right now? I'm wondering because, realistically, I went out and come back. I went to the store and I come back, and I had to reset everything. Yes, Doc, sun flares. Okay. Anyway, let's back that up a little bit. We do have a couple of neat eruptions we want to look at. Let's see if we can get it right on the money here. There. A little bit too far. Let's see if we can back that up just a little bit more. Put the genie back in the bottle. There we go. So at 6:48 is when I had it logged as that we see the plume rising out of there, and it was considerable. Lots of ash coming out and moving upward, and I didn't see too much lava though. Mind you, it's already a daylight, so that's a part of the problem where you don't see as much lava. What I was looking for though was to see if there was any kind of a pyroclastic flow. If you look down here, it's hard to tell, but if we advance this 5 seconds at a time, you can kind of see the ash plumes. The ash definitely was coming downward, and there's a lot of ash material in there. And there you can see the flow right in here, but it wasn't anything too bad. If we go back a bunch more here, there were a couple more burps like that. This is another one right here. This is about 2.5 hours ago or so, 2 hours ago, from 6 a.m. If we back that up just a little bit so you can see the genie coming out of the bottle, and that was about right there. And again, we didn't see anything major, no lava plume, but there is one here that we did have a little bit of lava. And this was earlier. Oh, I got it just about right on. Let's go back a little bit more. And right about here. So we can watch that blast through. 4:17 was the time on it, and their time. So that's what we were seeing. And looks pretty awesome. And then we did see some lava flow from this. So this was like a multiple burst, and very interesting to see that. I don't want to push it ahead, but I'm gonna, because I want to see the lava flow. It did have another burp right after this, so let's see if we can get that going. There it is, or at least that's the lava starting to flow out of there. So the caldera was full, and then we see the lava flowing downward. And yes, some bacon, and we like that. It just, the clouds were over far enough that we could actually see it for a change, which was really nice. So a lot of that lavally material heading down the hill, and we'll expedite that a little bit as well. And there was another batch of lava just right after that, so let's see if we can keep advancing it and get to the next one. And there it is, and that just a few minutes later it did it again. So definitely some lovely bacon coming down the side of the hill. Yeah, so there was a little bit more yet. That is a pretty decent flow right there. So that's not bad, but there was more coming. And give it a few seconds here. There was, these clouds are going to get in the way. And there's the other pop there, unfortunately right behind the clouds. But you can see some of those lava bombs flying out of there as well and landing, creating those light spots. And then we should see a whole bunch more flow here in a second. And I'm advancing it 5 seconds at a time here, just trying to get it going. There's another little bit of a blast. There comes that lava. And that boiled up and over and gave us a little bit of a show. And you can see that coming down the hill. And that wasn't too bad. At least it's not really major, that will basically kind of cool off on the way down and stop flowing. So that's actually not bad for when we see that. So a pretty nice, and it's what we refer to as effusive. Effusive comes out liquid and then flows and cools and stops and basically puts another layer on the cake, if you will. And that was kind of it from that one. There were a couple others before that, just trying to find them. Most of them were hidden in the clouds, unfortunately, and there was a couple here that were kind of from far away yet. And they tried to capture them, but they zoomed the camera in. There you can see it from a distance. That was at 10 minutes after 12. So thanks, Tom, for the 5-minute warning. And not gonna stay on this one too long here. We will bring up a couple of the other reports right away. So let me look at what we've got here. This one will be, of course, for our Karangatang, which is up a little bit. And Karangatang will be this report. And we'll see that. This is an awful nice looking picture. Thank you, Sue, for sending that in. And let me see if we can get that better. There we go. And that is a beautiful shot. I love that topper on there. If we look at it this way, you can see that a lot better. And that is just gorgeous. So very, very nice. And this, of course, that's our Karangatang. Not to be confused with an orangutan, but I'm sure there were orangutans hanging around in Karangatang at one point in time. That is a lovely shot, if I've ever seen one. It looks like a UFO parked on top. Hot, hot, hot. Yep, that looks awesome. It does indeed. And I love that shot. And as it says, the lightened lenticular cloud above the crater of Karangatang volcano and its current glowing avalanches. And that is a beautiful, beautiful scene. So that is very, very nice. The mothership. Yeah, something like that. With the beamy antennas up top here and some violent legs on the bottom. That is pretty awesome. And let's see what else we got there. There's a shot of it over there on its Karangatang Island. The island with all the orangutans hanging around Karangatang. I have no idea if there's any orangutans there. I doubt it. That's the wrong place. Anyway, that is from February 12th. And that is a pretty cool shot. And these are other images. Looks like a food to me. That does not look like... oh, that's Sorrentini, Greece is where that was from. I was going to say that looks like Greek food, a Greek salad of some sort. But that's what we got. Anyway, back to our wonderful photo. And yeah, just saying there, the extrusive, effusive eruption at the volcano continues. Okay, and that's basically it in a nutshell. We don't need to go read the rest. It's pretty awesome, and I love that. And let's take a look over at our next one on the list, and that'll be over at Suwanosejima. We will get to that in a minute. I did want to see if there was anything happening with Madame Rutsa. I don't think she is live right now, so we won't be able to see Taal volcano, and no Taal volcano, so we'll leave that alone. And let's carry on to there. Where am I? I need to be on the right page. There we go. Double checking. There is an ice cream boat just pulling in just right now, so you can all run down and get some ice cream as we get ready to go for the break. And ice cream boat pulling in to the harbor. And please enjoy your ice cream while I go take a break. And after the break, of course, we will go take a look at our bacon seeds. And we'll be ready to go after that to take a look at what's happening at Sakurajima. And then we'll go through the report. And of course, we're going to also look at over here at Asosan, as well as Merapi. No, not Merapi. Suwanosejima. How about that one? That works. And here's the plume coming out of there right now, out of Sakurajima. So pretty awesome. Let's put you back over to a live lava. Well, almost live. It's from 6:41 a.m. there at Kilauea at the Halemaumau crater in Kilauea on the big island of Hawaii, in Hawaii. And anyway, I'm your host, DrFox2000. For those good people who have not yet hit the like button, please do consider hitting it if you haven't done so already. And also, if you are sitting in the Lurkers Lounge or haven't bothered to subscribe to the channel, please do consider subscribing. It really does help out to grow the channel. And ice cream, that would be nice. Yep, I wouldn't mind a nice a soft ice cream right now myself. So all good. Anyway, after the break, we'll have some bacon seeds. So hang in there, you guys, and I'll be back in about 5 or 6 minutes. Don't go away. Thanks. that microphone is back on. Welcome or welcome back, everyone. I'm your host, DrFox2000. You're watching a VolcanoX on live stream. And glad to have you all on board. Welcome, Epically Epic. And let's see, who else did I miss sneaking in here? Tom, I didn't say hi to you, I don't think. Tom Dyson Pepper is here. And let's see, we got Rusty Bolts. We did say hi to him. And yeah, if I didn't say hi to you, you guys can always jump up and down, say, hey, you forgot me, like DJ or somebody like that. Anyway, thanks for the welcome backs from Sasha and Sue in Kananaska's country, and DJ, and Hermione and Fluffy, and I am here. Pepper is sleeping. Oh, okay. Pepper is having a snooze. That's all right. We'll let Pepper have a snooze. And let's go over and we'll see. Yeah, I heard that skid. Did it come through? That was, yeah. I'm surprised at that skid. Yeah, you can hear it through my microphone. I do have the window open a crack, so definitely I noticed that as well. I looked at the camera to see if there was going to be a collision when I heard that. But I know he stopped in time. I heard the skid, says Sue. Yep, that was down at the corner there at the yield sign. It was, what? That was rather loud. Yeah, I've been noticing that somebody's just wore out their tires a little bit more. Anyway, it is bacon seed time, so let's go over and we'll have a look at our bacon seeds. Piggy there sent us some new stuff, so let's take a look and see what she sent for today. And of course, let's carry on. Here's some hammigans, and they're smiling, and they're using their brother or sister there as a smiling post, and that is always a nice. Gotta love the smiles on them and the looks sometimes that you get. Shahamigans, shenanigans, shahamanigans. Oh, never mind. That is too hard to try to get out today. I'm having a tough time with words and verbiage and things like that. One of our bunnies, one of the bunnies took Doc's van and was doing burnouts. Oh no! I thought that vehicle looked kind of familiar. Oh boy, we'll have to try to retrieve it. Hopefully the bunny will bring it back in one piece. Oh, anyway, there's some more little bacon seeds. Yep, a little piggy pile. These guys don't even have their eyes open yet, or they're snoozing the way they are. And they are very young indeed. And let's see what the next bacon seeds are. Some more little gaffers, and they're having breakfast. And that is pretty cool. Little piglets getting fed from the mama. Next one is this one, and these guys are a little bit bigger, and they are going, hey, look, they're taking pictures of us again. And yeah, they are smiling for the pictures and whispering into the other one's ear. So I gotta love that. Smiling pigs, and gotta always enjoy seeing a smile on their faces, and tells us they are happy. And here's the three amigos, and these guys look a little hairy, and they are smiling though. What sweet nothings? Yep, this is pretty cool to see these guys, and of course the one with the tilted head there is always fascinating. Reminds me of Spock on Star Trek with a smirk on his face, and not quite the same though. Spock didn't smile very much. Yep, the three amigos, the trio of terror. And let's see what else we got. Oh, we got this little guy, and he's doing a snuffling of something that is in that person's hand, saying, yeah, gimme, gimme, gimme. It's got to be delicious. So that is pretty cool. And one last bacon seed for today. and that will be this one here. And that is definitely a little bacon seed. Majesticminipigs.com, and that is a little handful there. So that is what we've got. And yep, thank you very kindly, Piggy, for sending those bacon seeds in. Pistol Pete, I just realized I forgot to buy bacon. Oh no, Pistol Pete, that's horrible. And hope you get some bacon. Yeah, blue ribbon bacon at that. That's what you want. And that is a pretty awesome. Love the little bacon seeds. And there we go. So let's carry on with our next adventure. We were going to go we were looking at Sakurajima. Let's go back over there. Sakurajima has been busy the last couple of days, right? So that's what it looks like right now. Earlier we had more plumage coming out of it, a lot of eruptive activity as of late, and it varies when you're looking at it. Some of it was a clean steam coming out or gases, others was a very dirty material. And just going back here, looking at some of it, we do see some of the interesting times there where it was popping out in various ways. And that is from this morning at 7:18 their time. Just we're going backwards a little bit here in time just to get through some of these eventful things that were going on. In this shot, I do believe, well, maybe not. I thought maybe there was, yeah, there is a little bit of glow right in here. You can see the glow of red in there, so there is some lava in there. That is glowing, so it is definitely very much so active, doing its thing, but we didn't see any lava pluming out. Depending on where you went during the night, you couldn't see a heck of a lot. But we know yesterday morning it was very heavy with pollutants and off-gassing and pluming and all kinds of things. And we'll get to that report in a few minutes. Just going back a little bit more on this, trying to see if there was anything else that we might have missed. And that is about just about midnight their time, going back a little bit more. And no, I don't think we got anything else that... You know, it's continuing, doing its thing. So that's what it was doing. I'm going to put that back on live. And that's what it looks like right now. Of course, we did take a look at it from a little further back. And some of those plumes didn't look too bad. They're fair size, so they are definitely going up. And kind of the wind's blowing them over a bit. But nice to see a little bit of wind. The ice cream boat took off. I hope everybody got their ice cream. Oh no, hang on, that was from earlier. It's still there. Make sure you get your ice cream before we go. Anyway, let's go over to our next one. And of course, that is Suwanosejima, down south, a little bit further south. It has been continuing to be busy. And there you can see at 9:49 a.m., very large plume coming out of it. And even prior to that, we see at different times that a plume is definite there. It is erupting on a regular basis, but we've yet to see the lava coming out, and that lava is not coming out as far as we'd like it to be. Here's another shot from 4:56 or 4:58 a.m. and definitely a more plumage. And a little bit further into the night, we're not seeing that glow because obviously there's no cloud over top of it. We're just basically got stars for the most part. And going back a little more, you see more of a plume heading off in the other direction here to the left-hand side. And that's kind of what we see. So let's leave that guy be. And we know it is fairly active. And ESO, And that is from ASO. It is continuing to billow out. It's a steamy goodness. So if you want a steam bath, there's the place to go. We go back about an hour and 40 minutes, and that's what it was looking like earlier. And here's the sunrise picture, and you can see that a plume just continuing. The winds must have been fairly heavy there. As you can see, it's not allowing it to rise up at all. It's all being pushed over flat. So fairly windy, and kind of this is back to live, a similar situation. Anyway, let's take a look real quick at what the situation was there yesterday at 6:39 a.m. They did this capture. Billowing dense ash plume flowed the minor eruption, or followed the minor eruption at Sakurajima yesterday, and that is kind of the point there, 6:36 to 6:40, 50, something like that is what we've seen. The plume rose about 1,200 meters above the crater and dissipated south. And that's kind of what we've got there. If we make that picture a little bit bigger, it looks nicer. Don't read Chinese, or Japanese, I should say, but that says Sakurajima. Maybe, or does that say Sakurajima? I have no idea. Actually, yeah, this is Sakurajima, right there, Sakurajima, and that is pretty cool. And I don't read Japanese. And there we go. And that gives you a pretty good idea where it is, down on the bottom island here. And there you can see the volcano itself. And you can see there's a lot of people living on the other side. Not so many over on this side, but a lot more on the other side of it. So very interesting. And let's see, what else we got? Nope, we don't need some dude there. And that is, hey, it's Lizoid. Lizoid, you're on the stream. Lizoid, where are you? Okay, Lizoid. Gecko, auf de Fluch. In other words, he's running. He's heading out of there. He's booking it. So that is pretty good there. And let's put it back here for right now while I read through our quick volcano report. So from late Tuesday, which is yesterday, 7 volcanoes erupted the last evening. Nevado del Ruiz, possible volcanic ash emissions to 22,000 feet, 6,700 meters at 1,900. And then, of course, it's got Sakurajima, 6,000 feet, 1,800 meters, and that is from 2,100. Fuego, we already know about, but that was from volcanic ash emissions to 16,000 feet, or 4,900 meters, from 2115. Sabancaya, in the last week, Sabancaya has produced 54 volcanic explosions, generating columns of ash and gas up to 1.8 kilometers above the volcano summit. Lahar hazards remain due to the possibility of rain in the coming week, reported at 21:43 last night. Suwanosejima exploded to 6,000 feet, or 1,800 meters, at 23:30. Cotopaxi, no volcanic ash emissions at 21:40. Reventador, volcanic ash emissions observed to 15,000 feet, and that was 4,600 meters at 23:30. Then we've got a big list here, 12, I guess, in total. Shivalesh, 22,000 feet, 6,700 meters, 1 a.m. And then Sabancaya at 1:15 a.m., at 7:15 a.m., and at 1:30 p.m. They were all about 25,000 feet, or 7,600 meters. Popocatepetl observed volcanic ash emissions observed to 20,000 feet or 6,100 meters at 1:30 in the morning. Sangay also had eruptions going on, and volcanic ash to 19,000 feet or 5,100 meters at 2:15 a.m. and then again to 20,000 feet or 6,100 meters at 13:45. Sakurajima erupted and at 4:30 a.m. To 7,000 feet, and that'd be somewhere around, what the heck would that be? 7,000 feet is roughly, I guess, about 1,900 meters, roughly, something like that. And then, okay, let's see, separate email, we got that, yep. Volcanic ash not identifiable by a satellite image. Okay, Karansi observed to 13,000 feet and 4,000 meters at 5:30 this morning. Reventator continued, and it had to 15,000 feet or 4,600 meters from 5:30 as well as 17:15 this afternoon. And then Nevado del Ruiz volcanic ash has disappeared at 6 a.m. New volcanic ash to 21,000 feet or 6,400 meters at 1300. And we already looked at the report from Karangatang and Sakurajima. We are aware of 6,000 feet or 1,800 meters at 9 a.m. as well as 15:30 today. Fuego volcanic ash emissions to 15,000 feet or 4,600 meters at 9 a.m. And then Cotopaxi again for 21,000 feet at 6,400 meters at 1:30 this afternoon their time. So that is kind of our list of wonderful volcanoes doing their thing. And let's go over here, and that is a Yellowstone National Park, and Jellystone is doing its thing. And let's see if I can get on that map. I don't think they're going to turn or move the camera, but you can see the buffalo out here. Those are buffalo. And there's, what is there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6. 5 for sure. Buffalo out there right now, and they're enjoying their evening all quiet, and that is a Yellowstone National Park, and that is of course down in Wyoming. And for those people who haven't gone to this website and bookmarked it, you might want to do that. They have some beautiful images there. Daytime, it's wonderful to see. And thanks for the 5-minute warning, Tom. And we did watch the geyser erupting earlier. Looked pretty awesome. And let's see, did one fish 26 come here? Yeah, I see one fish. Welcome, one fish. And yeah, so that's it for there. And let's see, what else we got cooking? We're going to get into our earthquakes. And I do still want to I'm going to do a refresh on that SO2 map. I want to see if there's more coming from that plume. Yep, still appears to be more coming from it. So if we take a look at this shot, you see the SO2 right there, very heavy, and making me wonder what is going on. And that, of course, is fairly a fresh report. And that is the end of the Reykjanes Peninsula, is the Reykjanes Ridge, I should say. If we look at this map, that will put it somewhere in here, and that plume blowing both this way and downward right now. So that's what we've got there. Let's do some earthquakes while we're here on this map. And let's take a quick look and see what we can do. We'll split this up a little bit. Now, we do know we had this 5.2 up here near Adak, Alaska. from 35 minutes after midnight, and 35 kilometers down for it. No tsunami. I checked earlier, and nothing there. And sliding down the western coast, we do see this little one here, 2.4 in the Olympic Peninsula in Washington from 9:17 a.m., 26.4 kilometers down. That's okay there. We do have this one here, 4.3 in El Salvador from 15:58, 50.5 kilometers down for him. And in Colombia, they had a 5.2, and that was 6:04 a.m., 161.4 kilometers down for that one. And then we get over here, and we see 3 of them. There's Bolivia, 5.0 from 15:12, and then that's 173.9 kilometers down. Then the other ones here, 4.4 in Chile from 10:15 a.m., 121.4 kilometers down. The next one is a 4.6, also in Chile from 13:16, 130 kilometers down. Let's go over to New Zealand real quick, and they had another quake. And this is the one that I was talking about first. That is, well, they reported it as a 6.1 there, but USGS, of course, downgraded it, and that was at 23:38 our time here, as 74.3 kilometers down, and that is in the Cook Strait, and you can definitely see where that is in a relationship to Ruapehu. There's Ruapehu there, so that's where that one is. But we also see this one out here and just around, just a little bit further out than, that's a 5.0 from, what is it, White Isle Volcano out in that area. And that was 7:48 our time, 115.2 kilometers down for him. So a little bit of a quaking going on there. And we move up a little bit more. We see they're calling these Fiji, but I don't know. We'll call them Fiji. 4.3 came in yesterday, 23:57, 481 kilometers down for him. The other one is a 4.2 from 21 minutes after midnight our time, and 525.8 kilometers down for that. And this be a Tonga one, 5.1. And that is from 11 a.m. Our time, and that is about 30.5 kilometers down. It is break time, ladies and gentlemen, so I'm going to cut it off there. We'll continue on with these other quakes after the break, and we'll go from that point. I'm going to put you back over to our lovely Hawaii, and you can have a luau and wonderful dinner and all that stuff while you're there. And I actually want to see what it looks like right now as in live. Yeah, let's push it to live and see if it's still smoky and foggy. Actually, we can leave it on live. That looks not bad. So pretty cool. All right, and that rim is still holding together. We haven't seen any spills yet. On that friendly note, I'm your host, DrFox2000, here in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. And of course, you're watching a VolcanoX live stream. If you have not yet hit that like button, please do consider hitting it. Help us out and support the channel that way. Also, if you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, please do consider subscribing. The other option is, if you really want to help the channel out, you can always donate to it via a super chat or super sticker, any of those other things, or just become a member, or none of the above. You can just be here. Okay, hit that like button and join into the chat. These streams are not monetized, just so you know, so you should not be seeing any commercials in them. And on that friendly note, I'm going to go take that break. Don't go away. Keep smiling. And I will be back after the break. Thanks. that microphone is back on. Yeah, the fox is taking it easy today. He's trying not to dance around too much. Anyway, just reading what Grenzed was saying there. I was out walking the dog when the now rated M6.3 earthquake hit about 50 kilometers away and 53 kilometers deep. Heard it, felt it, a wobble, and wow, okay, that is interesting, Grenzed. That's the same one that we were talking about, and USGS downgraded it to a 5.7, which is weirdish, but what do you do, eh? Anyway, I guess maybe their sensors aren't hearing it as well. And thank you, Sue Hayes, and for the welcome back. And I can hear you, DrFox2000 from Sharon Stewart. And thanks, Kananaskis Country, and DJ, and Sasha, and who else? Who's the foxy lady? I don't see any foxy ladies. Well, not in here anyway. Not in my home. Well, anyway, that's how it is. A different scale used by USGS than, okay, GNS uses. Okay, so yeah, I guess a different scale in that sense. Nevertheless, that is still quite a powerful quake, no matter what you look at. You know, whether it's a 5.7 or 6.3, depending on which scale you're using, it is a crazy. Yeah, Jimi Hendrix song, a Foxy Lady. Yep, it is. Foxy girl from Crichton walking down the Wellesley Road. Oh, okay. I didn't see that, didn't have any pictures of it, so I don't know. Anyway, let's go back over to the earthquake map, and we will carry on with what we were looking at. And of course, we kind of cut off here after there's that quake there. They call it the 5.7, and that they said 74.3 kilometers down. That would be about the same as what you said there. You said 53 kilometers deep. They're calling it a 74.3 kilometers. So I don't know what the heck is going on with those guys. Everybody's got different measurements, and that's always interesting. Anyway, Indonesian area here, or no, sorry, bottom end of the Philippines, 4.5 from 1400 our time, and that is 44 kilometers down, and depending on whose scale you're using. And the bigger one here, this one, Masbate region, Philippines, from 11:10 our time, 20 kilometers down. That rocked the boat a little bit more over there for those guys. And I'm sure that would have been felt in a lot of the islands, including over in Manila. We do see this one out by Guam, 4.6, and that is from today at 17:43, 128.3 kilometers down. And going up here, Kamchatka Peninsula, nothing in Japan, so they're all good. Kamchatka Peninsula had a couple of small ones here, and near the east coast of Kamchatka, and that was at 1:07 in the morning, 35 kilometers down for that 4.3. The other one is a 4.9, and is that, oh, that is right on. I was going to say, is that in the water too? But no, it is right on the island there, or the peninsula, I should say. And it is from yesterday, 2009, 37.8 kilometers down for that one. Moving over a little bit more, an odd one down here in South Africa, and 3.1. I'm wondering if they're doing some blasting or something. They're at some mine, perhaps, something that got a little big and out of hand, or just a general shaking. I don't know. 3.1 happened at 23:50 yesterday, and that was 5 kilometers down. And going up here, I'm happy to report a lot less quakes. I don't see anything along these fissures And I do see some quakes though still. Rusty Bolts, wow, thank you. Sorry to hear stream not monetized. Hope that helps. Yeah, Rusty, the reason we don't monetize it is because it's designed to, kind of be an educational thing. And I don't want to have a bunch of commercials in there when, we're halfway through something very interesting and all of a sudden you get a commercial. That kind of is a no-go as far as I'm concerned, and I thought it's best that we don't. But thank you very kindly for that 25 pound super chat. That is very, very nice of you to throw that in. And yeah, that's how we keep our content commercial free here on these. I do monetize my individual videos that I put up, but the streams I try to keep that kind of commercial free. And thank you very kindly, Rusty Bolts. I do appreciate that wonderful support. And of course, let's get back to what we're looking at here. 4.0 in central Turkey from 1643, 13.2 kilometers down for that guy. And then we've got three other ones, which is this one, 4.6, 1 kilometer from Aguksan, and that is 36 minutes after midnight, 10 kilometers down for that one. This one is about 10 kilometers northeast of Aguksan, and that is 15:25 was the time on that, 5.6 kilometers down. And the next one is a 4.2 from yesterday at 23:25, 8.4 kilometers down, a little bit deeper. So they are still getting quakes. Hopefully things are going to subside in those areas, and people will, and I hate to say it, get back to a normal life. We've got somewhere around 350 or 400,000 that are homeless right now because of everything that has gone on, not to mention the 40 plus thousand that have perished in those quakes. Speaking of quakes, we do see another one here in Romania, another 4.4. And on this map, of course, we only see the 3 quakes, and that is such a misnomer. Because USGS only reports the bigger ones for those areas. Anyway, 1807 was the time on this one, 10 kilometers down. If we go to the other map here, and we zoom in on Romania, you can see what's actually happening. There is not just 3 quakes, okay? There's all kinds of them, and they've got a whole swarm going on there. 3.0, 3.3, 3.2 right there, another 3.9, so another 3.3, and the list goes on. 3.4, 3.6. So that whole region is getting nailed with a whole bunch, and that is something that, when we look at the USGS, yes, they report some of the bigger quakes, but they don't report everything. And, we need to keep up on some of what was going on there. If you have an individual quake or two, it doesn't look so scary. But when you've got a swarm happening in a place, you got to wonder what is happening underneath there. And I think this could be something happening with the way the plates are moving right now, obviously. And even when we look down in Piggy's area, of course, they don't report any of these small ones on the USGS. And no, she hasn't felt any of these, but they're all there, they're happening all the time. And that is important to realize and note. It's like in this spot here, granted these aren't that big, 3.0 for that one, 3.8 for this one, 2.7, 2.7, and the other one 2.7. So, you're getting these, and that's just to the west of Crete, out in the part of the, what is it, Hellenic Arc is part of what that is right in here. So, and that, look at all these. So all the extras that you see in there, you don't see them on the USGS map. So we know there's a bunch of them happening here near Etna at 2.0 from 534, 2.2 from 1857. And those will all play a role in what's going on right in Sicily here on the land at 2.1 from yesterday at 1627. Just to point out where those are, right? And that makes you wonder. And even up here in Germany, there's a couple of them. There's a Germany-France border area. There's a 2.1. There's actually two of them stacked there. They're stacked so tight right on top of each other you can't get on the second quake. But that's where they are, and just to let you know. And sometimes you even see them in England, and I'm kind of surprised at that. What I was hoping to see was something out here where we see that SO2 plume. So that is not showing up, unfortunately. And that is all cool. Anyway, we do see one here in northern Canada, in Quebec, 3.1. They don't show that. That was on yesterday at 19 minutes after midnight. And here in Alberta, or British Columbia, right on the border, 8:02 a.m. yesterday. I didn't know that happened unless I'm looking at this map, 5 kilometers down. It's like, what the heck is going on? So there's lots more than what we know of. And here, this one was reported on the Olympic Peninsula. That's because the USGS has sensors sitting right there, right? So that's a 2.4 from 1617, 26 kilometers down. And that's kind of what we've got there. Anyway, I'm not going to procrastinate on that. Quick peek at the Canary Islands. I'm going to refresh that, see if there's anything new in La Palma or the Canary Island area. And let's take a look really quickly. We do see our star flashing over here. That is from today at 4:16 a.m. 1.8, nothing too serious. And that is 31 kilometers down. And that is all right. Nothing major. And looky here from the 13th, nothing else. Looks like La Palma has been quiet. People have been able to sleep at night. That is really awesome. And that is cool. So nothing there. Interactive volcano map. I don't know of anything new, so I'm not even going to bother checking it. I didn't hear of anything new. I was hoping to see something pop up in here, but it didn't, and unfortunately. Let's get over to our SO2 map and see what we're doing there. And speaking of popping up in this area, that's exactly where I was just pointing. That's what I want to be able to see in the future. I want to see that new land showing up. I'm going to refresh this map since it's a couple hours old, but still, it hasn't changed much. Looks like we're going to get some snow here tomorrow night and Friday night and Saturday, and that'll be okay, as long as it's not too much snow. Kananaskis, I've got that already. Thank you for that email. I do have that map, and I like I said before, I'm trying to shorten the show a little bit. So by having more maps and more things to look at, we only make things longer, and we can't go through the detailed reports. So that's going to be kind of where we're trying to, it's going to take all day to sit here and go through every one of them, and that's what we want to avoid. Anyway, looking at some of these plumes here, we do see some of the circulations where it's raining, taking some of the SO2 out. And of course, then you get into the interior of British Columbia. Looks fairly clean. Looks like it's getting cleaned out a little bit up in the Northwest Territories, and as well as the Yukon area, and then of course northern Saskatchewan and Manitoba look fairly clear. Edmonton, of course, I'm so ashamed, and that is flowing out of there, throwing a bunch of pollutants down into the U.S. right now, and that is getting over in towards the Great Lakes. We do see a lot of people pollution from those areas here, and that is kind of just part of the way everything is in our society. Not too bad there though around the Great Lakes. Levels aren't that high. We see this area of Ontario and Quebec fairly open. St. Lawrence Seaway looks fairly heavy, and of course a little bit easier out here in Nova Scotia, but looks like the heavier part is right along the St. Lawrence Seaway. Looks like not bad all the way out to the Avalon Peninsula. Right, Sue? Yeah, okay. I know, rubbing it in. But we see that plume coming down here and circulating a little bit. And this, of course, I'm thinking we've got an underwater volcano here. That is what I'm thinking. So that's what it is. It's either that or it's a big crab monster going to grab Irish Monk. He's reaching for him, grabbing Ireland, but you never know. Anyway, that's what we've got going on there, and we do see this plume, and I'm wondering what this is from. This is really built up, and it looks like it's actually coming from down here and heading that way and building up there. So kind of hard to say what's going on with that. Going over to New Zealand, we see that storm has moved off way out there, and we see a White Isle volcano continuing to do its thing, and we see the refinery stuff here near Leo's place, dumping out a bunch of SO2 there, and of course because of that hot temperatures and stuff, it really shows up with the SO2, and then we end up getting those coking plants and that doing their thing. We do see a circulation in here. Hopefully that'll help them clear out. We do see Tofua still working away. Bidirectional here from our wonderful Vanuatu area, Yasur on the bottom, and then not so much coming out of Aoba and what's the other one there again? It's done it to me again. Boy. Anyway, not much coming from the a little island here either. So, what is it? I forgot what the name of that is now. Epi? Yeah, Epi. Gawa. Thanks, Sue. Gawa is always I have to think of Gawain for that one. I got to put that just a strange animal song in my head and make that happen. Pretty normal there. Actually, a little bit less in Papua New Guinea, and normal stuff there from Luolatok, Semeru, Merapi, and even a little less from Jakarta and Krakatoa. Ibu and Dakota not working too hard either. Same thing with Karinsi and Marapi, and we'll leave that be. Looks like Taal is taking it easy as well. Going up here, we do see Suwanosi-jima is still working away of getting its gas out, since it's been erupting fairly regularly, as well as Sakurajima, and then possibly a little bit of help from ASO up in the north. Lot less happening from the Kamchatka Peninsula, which is really nice, so I'm not going to worry about those. China still fairly heavy people pollution there. Same thing with India. Sri Lanka looks a lot better. No pollution in Madagascar. Yay! Mind you, they've got so much rain, there's nothing left of it. And we do see the gold smelting plants are still working there in South Africa. And of course we have a Democratic Republic of the Congo has 2 volcanoes and a bunch of coking plants doing their thing. And then Urta Ale would be right about here. It definitely is off gassing again a little bit. And then not so much coming from our oil refinery on the western side of Saudi Arabia, but central and east definitely. Kuwait looks a little better, but Baghdad is holding in a lot of that. Same thing with some places up there in Iran. And then we take a look at Etna. Etna is definitely off-gassing a whole bunch as of late. So that's what we've got. Spain, France, Portugal looking pretty good. England is okay, a little heavier in Germany, and Luxembourg looks fairly clean. He's got that special space age air cleaner, so he's keeping her clean there. And that's OFU Lux. And of course, we see here in the Alps definitely better. And Poland fairly heavy as far as SO2. And not so bad up in Denmark, and a little bit in Sweden and Norway, but the northern portions are all clear. Norway, Sweden, Finland, and there's that monster claw. It's coming for Irish Monk. Hopefully he is okay. And there we see Iceland doing its thing, and that is awesome. So that is our SO2 report for today. We will take a look at our wonderful weather map very briefly after we get back from the break. So we're trying to keep this stream a heck of a lot shorter, and so far we're on track to be able to do that. And we're not going to go through as much of the individual places as we normally do. So we'll pick a few that we know where people are. We'll make sure we kind of point those out, and the other ones we'll leave be. So we do want to look at some of the high temperatures. Looks like Australia wins with the highs again, up in the 40-degree mark range. 41 I see up here in the outback, and maybe even a 42 in a couple of spots. So Australia wins for the high temps, and we'll see what we can do. And anyway, let's leave that for when I get back from the break. For those good people who are here, if you are enjoying the show, please don't hesitate to hit that like button. That does really help out. I do want to say thank you to those people who did the super chatting, like Full Circle Florida and Grandma B and Rusty Bolts. You know, I really do appreciate that support, you guys. Also, yeah, if you haven't become a member yet, and you do like being a part of the group, you can join up with the membership. There is no obligation, though. I want you guys to know that. You know, you're all part of that wonderful Lava family. So jump in, join in, be part of the group, okay? Just because you see a bunch of green names doesn't mean that you're an outcast, all right? Just so you understand that. You know, we do treat everyone equally and fair, and try to be kind and all that nice stuff. So I'll leave it as that for right now. I'm going to put you back over to Hawaii so we can see. Oh my God, that's a whiteout, complete whiteout. Let's see what it looks like right now on the live. There, okay, that is live. The whiteout area was a little further back, but if it changes, I'm gonna switch the cameras. I may switch to something else there, but for right now you can see. So let's leave it there. And thanks everyone. Don't go away. More to come after the break. So keep smiling, be good, and what's that? That is what I was thinking. Grenzed. Oh, what was Grenzed thinking? The huge North Atlantic SO2, maybe one of those rubbish burning ships. Very weird otherwise. Well, actually, Grenzed, we don't have any of those, and that is not out there. But just wanted to mention where that plume is. That is right where we had all those earthquakes. So the possibility of there being a submerged submarine volcano of some sort is very high. Okay, but no reports because nobody can see it. Anyway, I'll be back. Don't go away. I'm back. Welcome and welcome back, everyone. I'm your host, DrFox2000 here in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. And of course, you are watching a VolcanoX live stream. Pull the curtains tight and jump up and do the boogie in the truck. Thor, if the trucks are rocking, oh, never mind. I'm staying away from that. Anyway, thank you for the welcome backs from Sasha and Sue and Kananaskis country. And I hear you, Dr. Fox 2000 from Sharon Stewart. Oh boy, Thor, I hope you're the only one in the truck. And thanks, Grenzed, for the welcome back. And that is all cool. And what did Wonky Donkey say, Dr. Fox? You know we had a submarine last week. Sorry, but I thought that a big red lever flushed the loo. Uh-oh, you didn't drown our submarine, did you? Oh my God, Wonky Donkey! Oh my God, we're gonna have to do that. My blue star is gone, says Sue. Yep, I guess your 1 month ran out. But you know, stick around, Sue, because there's always people in here that throw in and do the membership thing that offer or gift memberships. So if you're in, you may get it back, and don't be afraid of that. That is all cool. Anyway, let's get over to that weather. Oh my God, and look at, speaking of that, Sharon Stewart just gifted 10 memberships. And Real Bounty got one of them. And let's see, who else is going to get one? But that is awesome, a 10-pack. And thank you very kindly, Sharon Stewart. You are a wonderful person. And we'll see who else gets those. And of course, it is YouTube that hands them out. And you know, we have no control over it. But we'll see what happens. And thank you kindly for gifting the 10-pack of memberships there, Sharon. And that is very, very kind of you. And yeah, we'll see what happens. And what I see sometimes they get handed out during the course of the show here. So we'll go from there. Anyway, I did say we want to try to keep this a little shorter, so we are going to continue with taking a look real quick in just generalizing. We do see that cold up in northern portions of, looks like a little bit warmer there along the coastal areas of British Columbia and Alaska, but still a lot of cold up north. And we see northern portions of Alberta, as well as Saskatchewan, and all the way down to the bottom in Manitoba. Northern Ontario still quite cold. We'll take a look here at Toronto, coming in at 6 degrees today. That's pretty warm. 7 in Detroit, Chicago at 2 or 3. So looking a lot better. Montreal 6, Quebec 2. Not freezing anymore for them. They're getting that warm air in, but you never know what happens with that cold stuff coming out of the wonderful areas up north. We do see, and looks like New Brunswick is above freezing for the most part. And Halifax at 2, 3 for Cole Harbour for Sue. Excellent. And we see even the cold up in the northern, it's kind of reversed. The northern part of Newfoundland is warmer at -2, -3, and down here in the central portions, they are at anywhere from 8 to 10 below 0 Celsius. Even out here on the Avalon Peninsula, I had to do that. Anyway, looks good. And we can see where that snow, my snow is melting, and that is excellent, Sue. We can see where that cut line is of the warm-cold mix. And out here in the western portions, we do see warmer temperatures around that cold area. So looks like Wyoming and Colorado and some of what is that? Utah is holding some of that cold up in the mountains as well here in the western portions of the United States, California specifically. So still seeing 4 there in our wonderful Portland, about 11 there in San Jose, same as Los Angeles. Death Valley, we got to make sure we hit that place. 15, yep, it sounds about right, Sue. Lost wages, about 7-8 degrees. Phoenix only 7 or 8 as well. Mexicali at 11, moving over a little bit more. Albuquerque a lot colder at -3. And Oklahoma City sitting on right on the precipice of this warm cold mix. While they're just on the cold side. If they were down a little bit further, they'd be 17, but they're only about 8 or 9. And looking at the bottom end, we are starting to see some heat get back into Texas, 25, 26 degrees in the bottom end there. That's really nice. San Antonio at 22, Houston 22, Austin 21, and Dallas is 20. So beautiful temperatures for them in comparison to what they've been getting. New Orleans about 23 right now, going down here, peaking at Miami at 23 as well. Jacksonville about 20. Atlanta made it to 14, and Charlotte is 13. And Grandma B's house, she's got the warmer weather, 17 degrees there for Grandma B. Looks like the whole East Coast here is warmed up. Philadelphia 14, Washington coming in at 17, and New York at 14. Boston about 10 degrees right now, so they've got the melt going on. Cancun should be warmer as well by the looks of it, 25 degrees. Yeah, they only had 22 yesterday or something like that, 24 maybe. 27 in Acapulco. We see that cold is still pushed down on the Baja and deep into Mexico, but Mexico City looks like a little bit warmer at 17, and they are starting to warm up. Looks like Colombia is still about the same as yesterday, maybe a little bit cooler. Zooming out just a little bit, we do see nice temperatures though still for the Brazilian areas, and of course the mountain ranges you're going to get colder anyway. But we do still see Uruguay 26, 27 degrees. Northern portions of our wonderful Argentina are still showing some of those 30 plus temperatures up there. Buenos Aires are coming in at about 25. Paysandú at about 24. So not bad. Rio de Janeiro 25, 26. They're starting to warm up. Yay. And then we've got 22 there in Sao Paulo. Bottom end, though, doesn't look so warm for Argentina and Chile. They are chilly. And looks like, well, not that bad of temperatures for the South Island of New Zealand. Looks like they are going to get some warmer temps there now that that storm has passed. And hopefully that rain will go away. And Christchurch about 19 right now. Wellington about 15, 16. Taupo coming in about 20, 21 degrees. Arlington a little bit warmer at 21 as well. Up on the peninsula up there, not that bad. And looking at Tasmania real quick, looks like about 20 degrees in Hobart. That's a lot better for those guys. And Leo would be running around in shorts right now. 32 degrees there in Melbourne. And same thing with Adelaide, depending on where you point that hamster. And yeah, we got a 27 there in Sydney. Oops, I didn't want to hit that. And let's go up here a little bit. A look at Brisbane, about 27 as well. And we discussed this before. looks like 40, 41 are those are about the highest temperatures on the planet right now. Perth coming in at about 21 as well. Looks like the other areas here pretty normal, 28-ish there in Fiji, and kind of normal for Vanuatu and New Caledonia, and of course there in the Papua New Guinea area and eastern Indonesia. A little cooler today there in Java and Sumatra, about the same, not anything too serious. 25 degrees, yeah, a little cooler than normal in Bangkok. This is mostly cloudy, so that's okay. Manila coming in at about 29 degrees, that's not so bad. And Japan looks still fairly cold, bottom end a little bit warmer than the top, 9 there in Kagoshima. And of course we get over here, we want to take a look at Tokyo. Oop, I think I went too far. There's my Tokyo. 5 degrees in Tokyo. We do see some of those colder, below freezing temperatures on a lot of Japan northern areas. Of course, -9 in Sapporo. And looking real quick at the Kamchatka Peninsula, that low is still trying to help them warm up, but they are still seeing at the northern ends about -20. Not so good for them. We do see Freddy still out there in the Indian Ocean, as well as this Dingnangi out here, still working away. Sri Lanka a little cooler today, and that is okay. They'll warm up again. 11 in Delhi right now, not so warm. Cape Town made it to about 18, 19 today, moving up through Central Africa and Western Africa, starting to warm up. That is actually pretty nice. We do still see that cold hunkering down in those areas. Cairo only about 8 or 9 right now. UAE making it to about 22 for the high. Southern Saudi Arabia also about that same temperature. We see that cutoff there, though. Still very cold in eastern Turkey, and all the way through Syria here. And those people are still getting a lot of cold temperatures. That is unfortunate. I hope it warms up for them soon. Piggy's temperature be about 9, I think, is what she would be seeing right now. And there it is, 9. Thank you, Sue, for bringing that up. And then, of course, we see Crete. Again, the coastal areas are warming up. Higher elevations are very cold. Athens, Greece, right now of 3 degrees for those guys. And looking at Redenzo, the show here, 2 degrees, same as what's on the report from Sue there. Thank you. And yeah, kind of the same thing for Sardinia area. Quick look at Naples, about 8. Rome, 4. And Milano up here at 3. And of course we see Portugal still kind of holding about the same as yesterday. Coastal areas here of Spain starting to warm up a little bit. That is really nice to see. 5 degrees there in Madrid, and of course Aurelio at 2 today is really basking in the heat now. Looks like that high is keeping it cold there in our wonderful France. And moving up a little bit more, we see a 3 in Paris, and of course I have to do Germany. -2 in Munich, Frankfurt coming in at 0, and of course a 3 in Cologne, and Yvonne Kunkel's house about 4, and we see Amsterdam coming in at about 5. So they got that warm air blowing through here, and UFO, yeah, is it? Yeah. Our wonderful UFO Lux there, OFU Lux, that's it, OFU Lux. He's okay. He's got that air cleaner and keeping things warm there. Brussels about 6, and let's see, Berlin about 1 degree right now, and Hamburg about 4, Copenhagen, home of Thor. I don't know actually if Thor lives there or not, but he's got about 3 degrees there. Aarhus also a 3, and a peek at Oslo 2, and Stockholm a 1, St. Petersburg a -1, and of course Moscow -6 right now. So that is pretty normal. And oh, hang on, we forgot England. Let's do England. London is about 7 or 8, and we see a little warmer over in Wales. Leeds 6, Glasgow, Scotland is about 7, and 6 up in Aberdeen. Northern portions a little colder. Dublin about 9, and about 10 or 11 out here for Irish Monk. He's running around in shorts and, you know, under his robe, something like that. And that's kind of what we've got there. Oh, yep, 9 degrees. That's about what we're seeing there. That's pretty good. And Reykjavik, the capital city of Iceland, at about 0. And that should be about right on for them, since they've got some snow happening and things like that. There it is. That is excellent, Sue. Okay, a real quick peek at the precipitation, and we'll take a look at that. We do see some snow up in the Yukon and British Columbia, and then that system all the way from Vancouver Island all the way up to through the panhandle of Alaska. A little bit of snow up in Alberta, a little bit of snow in Saskatchewan, probably right over top of Kananaskis country. And we see some northern Ontario and Quebec has got snow. Sue says her snow is melting, but we see a bunch of ice rain out here to the east of New Brunswick and over on PEI. Looks like it's dry there for Newfoundland. Portions of, well, Quebec is getting nailed with snow, and then portions of up here in Labrador are getting nailed. It looks like the rest of the stuff around the Great Lakes not so bad right now. And we don't see anything in the western portions of the U.S. We do see from Colorado eastward a little bit. We do see Wichita as Kansas. Yeah, that's it. They are getting some snow. Looks like Oklahoma was getting some rain. Susie was reporting that it was really windy there yesterday. And we see a bunch of rain stuff coming in from about Corpus Christi all the way up to about Nashville or that area. And variable storms. Nothing too major. Looks like fairly dry in Florida and that area. Looks like dry in Mexico, and most of Central America down to Costa Rica getting a little bit wet, and same with our Panama area. And of course they're in looking at the rainforest throughout the South American area. They are getting rain. Rio de Janeiro looks like it's dry right now, but Sao Paulo getting nailed. So lots of rain in the rainforest, and even here in Argentina, Buenos Aires is dry. Paysandú also dry right now, so that is good. We do see some smaller spots down on the bottom here of Argentina and along the coast, of course, for Chile. Going over, taking a look at what we got in New Zealand. You know, that storm left. Why is it leaving all this stuff behind? Lots of rain on the North Island, and hopefully they will start to get rid of that rain and dry out a bit. South Island doesn't look so bad, and yeah, that is pretty nasty looking. I don't know if there's another storm associated with that, but this one out here, that was a big hurricane, and it moved through. I guess that would be that low, but it looks like it's got another low attached to it here. And looking here in New Zealand, no, not New Zealand, Tasmania, how about that? Rain in the interior. And most of Australia is dry, with the exception of the northeastern portions up on the top there. still Fiji and Vanuatu getting nailed. Same with Papua New Guinea, and most of the Malaysian and Indonesian areas are getting a lot of rain. Philippines getting rain. Looks like Bangkok is getting some water as well. And that is continuing to push through because of La Nina. And La Nina is starting to weaken though. We do see the western side of whatchamacallit, what do you call this place? Japan. I had to get that name out. Yeah, they're getting snowflakes. Same thing with the eastern portions of Kamchatka Peninsula. Hopefully that'll dissipate. And we do still see our two storms there, Freddie and Ding Nangi. And then we see South Africa, of course. They are getting their fair share. It is jungle. It's got to get some rainwater. They're in our wonderful area of the Sahara Desert. It is dry. Same thing with most of Saudi Arabia and the other areas here in Saudi Arabia, Sahara Desert, Saudi Arabia, Oman, Yemen, dry, UAE, dry. One good thing, Turkey not getting too much snow. They do have a little bit up in the north here, but hopefully they can continue without getting too much and get the rest of the people saved that they possibly can. Looks like Canary Islands are going to get some rain, and Morocco getting some rain. Nothing in Spain or Portugal, just about nothing. And France, a little bit there on the tip. And looks like England and Wales are getting it all the way up to Scotland and eastern side of Ireland, and nothing in Germany, very little in Holland, and nothing in what is that? Belgium. OFU Lux has put up his fog shield, so he's hiding. And then, of course, we see Denmark has got the northwest area full of rain. And, of course, looking along the Norwegian coastline, of course, rain, snow, rain, ice rain, snow. You pick one. I'm sure it'll be there. Nothing in Sweden, or very little. Norway might have a little bit, Finland might have a little bit of snow. And then we have this other place called Iceland. And Iceland is getting some, they've got a low sitting off the eastern side here, pumping in that snow. They want to keep it as winter. And they're going to have winter all year long. Looks like just north of Reykjavik, they're getting some snow. And looks like the banana belt is in here. So if you want to go there, you go here. Take a look at Ragnar. It should be not in snow right now. And that is kind of it for what we're seeing as far as precipitation. Let's take a quick look at find our coldest temperatures. And that's what we want to do. And we're not going to stop that, though. That's the thing. It's a fun part of the show. Let's find the cold temperatures on the planet. So far, I'm seeing minus 48 there in Antarctica. Let's see if we can find something colder. That's not very cold for Antarctica. 47, 48 up here. They are starting to cool off. Oh, there's a minus 49. Let's see if we can find a minus 50. Minus 47. We see a 49, but where's the colder stuff? Antarctica's supposed to... I was supposed to get a report from the penguins. They didn't send me a report. I think they sent it to Sue instead. Hey, such bad guys. It's all about the food, you know? She feeds them, so she gets those reports. I don't know why I don't get those reports. Let's see. Yep. 49 was the coldest I've seen so far, so 47, 48, gotta be in here somewhere. Won't have any more nocturnal chases any time soon. Yeah, I don't want to be chasing coyotes too much. Yeah, for those who don't know, a couple days ago I was taking the trash out to the dumpster, and as I get close, I'm basically around the corner, I could see down the alley, and there was a coyote that had come along, and he was maybe about 15 feet away from me around the corner. And there was another one about another 15 feet behind him. And of course, me being who I am and knowing animals, I went booking it after them. I started yelling and growling and doing all kinds of things, and they hightailed it out of there as quick as they could. I had the garbage in my hands too, and I did throw the garbage in the dumpster afterwards, but we kept on after them. I went and got the van, and I chased them. And I chased them for about 10 blocks. I made them split up, and I tried to get them. Yeah, there's our 49 up here. Yeah, 49. Where's that? 50. I want to find the 50 below. I'm gonna have a minus 50. Anyway, yeah, the chase went all over the place, down some alleys and stuff, and of course they know how to get through, and they know where they were going, and I chased them to about well, after the 10 blocks. They were about 8 blocks south of here. So unfortunately, I couldn't chase them anymore. They went into some private yards and through some smaller gates, and they knew where they were going. So anyway, I hope taking the run after them, I scared them off for a little while, and will keep them out of here. Anyway, 49 is the maximum cold temperature I see here in my Antarctic region. So I don't know what to say, and I'll leave it as that. And let's go over to the other one here and see what we can find in Greenland. And that should be easier, maybe. We found 49 right off the bat there in Greenland. Oh, minus 50 in Greenland. Let's see if we can find a minus 51 in Greenland, which is awful white looking. It's actually purple on the edges. They should call it white purple land. And a minus 50 there. I wonder where that is. Gotta be somewhere in here. Probably a secret spot hiding somewhere. We see that blowing north, but not seeing anything really colder. It's got to be an isolated little spot in here, if there is one, with maybe a minus 51 or minus 52. Oh, 40. Oh, hang on. There's a minus 51. So we got minus 51. So let's see if we can find a minus 52. No, minus 51. Darn it, I don't see anything colder. A minus 51 is our cold spot. Lots of a minus 50 there, so a big chunk of a minus 50. And no, not seeing it. I'm gonna have to stick with a minus 51. Hopefully that will be enough to keep the vigilant cold hunter from getting me. And let's see, hope she only got a minus 40. Let's see what the balmy areas are up here in our wonderful Nunavut, the place where we want Nunavut. And oh, and there's a minus of 45. It looks warmer there today, kind of purplish, and that always worries me a little bit. Minus a 45, 44, 44. Oh, I see a 47. Minus a 47 so far. So, oh, there's a minus of 48. Let's see if we can beat that. Minus a 47. Minus a 47. Come on, where's that? That magic minus a 60. I need that today. I need to beat Sue. No. It's all in fun, you guys. It's all in fun. So that's what we are trying to do. Find those cold temperatures. So, yeah. So we had our minus 48 up there. I don't know what we had. Anything colder. 47, 48. There's got to be somewhere here. There's got to be some cold stuff. That looks awful a lot warmer for some reason than what it's been as of late. So let's see what we got over here. Minus 43. And they got the tropical breezes blowing in here. Minus 40. Not that cold. And Hudson's Bay. We got to look for cold up here. There's got to be something that is a minus 50 at least. Let's see, 40. Nope, not working. I wonder. I wonder. What about up here? It's further north, less sunshine. It should be colder, shouldn't it? Now that is Greenland, though. I can't go over there. That's illegal. And that would be illegal. And minus, yeah, I think we're back over to here. So I think about the coldest I am finding today in northern Canada is that a minus 48 that I found. I hope I can find something just a tad colder. Minus 46, 47, 48. Okay, so a minus 48 right there. Let's zoom in and just kind of snoop in that area. Maybe I'll see something. Minus 49. Maybe I'll get a minus 50. So minus 49 is what we found there. 46. Nope. 44. Nope. Warmer. 44. 45. Nothing around there. Okay, and that is not getting me anything better. Minus 46 right there. We got a minus 49 so far. So let's see. Oh, there's got to be something colder here. Something. And there's a minus 47. Let's check in that area. Minus 47. 46. 49 is what we got. We need to beat that. And I don't know if I'm gonna. 47. I think my minus 49 is all I got today. It's getting warmer out there, and that, in a way, that's good though. And it's about the time we want to see that. There's a minus 45. Do we see anything going across here? No. 44. 46. No, not seeing it. This area, normally in between these lakes here, this is really cold, but not seeing it today. So I'm going to have to concede at a minus 49 for our northern parts of Canada today. So a minus 49. And those darn penguins didn't send me the memo. And we'll see what we can find in Siberia. Let's take a look at the coldest places here first, the highs. There's already a minus 48 to 49. And let's see if we zoom in a little bit. 49 and 47, 48. Nope, that ain't working. Come on, show me minus 59. I need 10 degrees colder. Minus 49 is our cold so far. And usually it's colder around the high. So there's that minus 49. Let's zoom in there, see if we can find a minus 50. And minus 49. Come on, minus 50 at least for Siberia. That's got to be here somewhere. Now there's another 49 right in here. So let's maybe check that area a little bit. Minus 48, 49. And not seeing anything warmer or colder, I mean. 48 along that river, 48. Still, and that is horribly cold, but minus 49 so far for the cold there. We got to check some other places, and there's a 47 real quick. 45. No, those are warmer areas. 30s. No, that's no good. Here's another high. Let's take a look at around it. And I am not seeing anything colder there. Minus 44. What about here? This river. No. Minus 49 is the best I got so far. Nothing over here. Nope. What about up here? Igloo country. Nope. Nope. That high. Minus 43. Nope. That ain't gonna work. 49. And that is about it. Oh, minus 50 on the map. Okay, and that is cold. Hey Philomena, welcome. And still live? Yep, and we're alive. This one is live for sure. So we had the minus 50 in there, and I don't see anything colder. And yeah, I think I'm minus 51. There we go. Minus 51 right there. Let's see if we can find a minus 52. 51, 51. Okay, I think I'm going to have to live with that. A minus 51 degrees Celsius. I don't see anything colder. Okay, that's it. We're going to wrap her up. Minus 51 degrees Celsius in Siberia today. And I know there's probably some colder spots, but I can't find them. They are all hiding on me. It's one of those days. So, and there we go. Let's see. Yeah, nothing else. Oh, there's a 47 below. Yeah, I don't see it. So, all right. So how bad did Sue whoop me today? We'll see what comes up. The elusive cold temps. Yep, they are very elusive at times. And okay, oh, she beat me in Antarctica by a degree. We tied in Greenland. She beat me in the Arctic, Canadian Arctic by a degree, and she beat me by 4 degrees in Siberia. Holy mackerel, wow. I've been whooped. I've been whooped. She whooped me big time. Sue, congratulations for finding those horribly cold temperatures. And I hope you will warm up. So let's put us back on the volcano so you can get some heat back into your body there. I'm starting to feel really chilled. By the way, there is a bunny eating for those who need to know. And that's it for today. So awesome stuff. And I didn't see any of those other. I see 2 memberships gone there. I don't see anyone else getting any other memberships yet. Hopefully we'll see a couple of more of those popping through. And Brandon Gray was gifted a membership. I see that, so that is awesome, and a real bounty. And we'll hopefully see some of the other ones getting that membership as well. And that'll all be good. So hopefully that will pay off. I'll go feed the animals in the cold places. Thank you kindly, Sue. Take care of those wonderful animals, and hopefully they will all be good. And I think that is time to wrap up. So as we said, we wanted to keep this show a little bit shorter. And actually, we're doing pretty good right now. So thank you, everyone, for being here today. I know we didn't make it to the 100 likes that I'd like to see up there. And I know we actually had less people here today, but that is all right. That does happen. It's Wednesday. And, of course, we'll see probably a little better turnout tomorrow. So for anyone who is here, if you have not yet hit that like button, please give it a quick bop. That'd really be good. Would really appreciate it. Also, if you're new and you haven't subscribed yet, please do consider subscribing if you have enjoyed the stream. Thank you, Grandma B. Grandma B. There we go. And I made it through the stream without too many issues, even though I wasn't feeling up to it. So, all good. But that is all cool. Thank you, and I think we need to fix that camera view up here. That looks awful fuzzy. I'm going to put it back to some lovely lava from earlier today. There we go. That looks a whole bunch better. Anyway, I will, Mark, welcome. I visit every time you post. That is excellent, Mark. Thank you. Appreciate that. And no worries. And yep, hit that like button if you can help us out that way. That'd be awesome. And on that friendly note, it's a time to say good night. So thank you to our moderators, Arizona Snowman, Piggy, C&D Boy, Gary 24/7 Live, AZ Skies, Lucas Snow, and Joseph Fields, Texas. Thanks, moderators. I appreciate all of you. And of course, a big thank you to our wonderful super chatters, Full Circle of Florida, Grandma B, and Rusty Bolts. Thank you very kindly. And also, thank you very much, Sharon Stewart, for gifting that 10-pack of memberships. And like I say, I've seen 2 of them get handed out, but that's all I've seen so far. But I'm sure it'll work out if, I guess you get money back if you don't get them all handed out or something like that. We'll see what happens. And on that friendly note, it is time to shut things down. Thank you, Sue, for your wonderful help. And that is always welcome. I do appreciate your reports there and the links and so on. That is really awesome. And on those friendly notes, it is time for me to wrap her up by saying thank you, everyone, for being here. Have yourselves a wonderful night or a morning or a day or afternoon, depending upon where you are. And please, most of all, though, please remember to tell your loved ones that you love them tonight, for tomorrow is never promised. I'm your host, DrFox2000, here in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. And take care, everyone, and have a super night. Oink, oink.